Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? I'm pretty sure you all know whose famous line this is. Why, of course, it was the infamous queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. As kids, we didn't know exactly what it means to always look in the mirror and ask the question, who's the fairest of them all? We just assumed that perhaps it was just a weird hobby of the queen, or her peculiar way of self-talk. But growing up, we finally realized that it wasn't just weird to talk to a mirror, but it was kind of vain to ask her famous question whilst doing that. Unfortunately, Snow White was the fairest of them all, so she developed an abnormal obsession and jealousy towards Snow White, ending with her plotting the murder of the poor innocent princess. Aside from her vanity and wanting to be the fairest woman in the entire kingdom, she also had an extreme obsession for power. Put it all together, and she was no doubt seen as a narcissist. Well, this woman's not your typical villain, because her mental state was nothing compared to the other popular villains in Disney movies. And she definitely has a lot to teach us about narcissistic personality disorder. You might have heard the term narcissist or narcissism before, especially when describing someone who we deem as too confident or too vain. Well, these are true, but did you know that narcissism can actually be a serious condition? There is a personality disorder that specially recognizes this kind of behavior, and it is called a Narcissistic Personality Disorder or NPD. Let's discuss it further. Basically, NPD belongs to Cluster B, also known as the dramatic and erratic category of personality disorders. People with NPD are not just too confident or too vain, because their opinions of themselves are overinflated. Way too much than your average overconfidence and intense vanity, because it doesn't end there. There are several symptoms according to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders 5th edition or DSM-5 that need to be present in order to be diagnosed with NPD. Now, what are these symptoms? Aside from their grandiose sense of self-importance, people with NPD are also preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, and ideal love. They believe that they are special and unique, require excessive admiration, have a sense of entitlement, are interpersonally exploitative, lack empathy, often envious of others or believe that others are envious of him or her, and they show arrogant, haughty behaviors and attitudes. Does that sound like Snow White's queen stepmother? Yes, it definitely does. She stared and talked to a mirror every single day to insist her belief that she was the fairest woman of all. When she realized that Snow White was prettier and smarter than her, she initially made her a servant, and later on plotted to have her stepdaughter's heart cut out. When Snow White didn't die, she went out of her way to kill the princess using her own poisonous apple. She was extremely obsessed with power and success that she wanted the kingdom all to herself. If you are wondering what might cause a person to develop NPD, there are actually several factors to consider, but some of the possible causes are childhood abuse or neglect and unrealistic expectation of parents or any parental figure. Maybe the queen had a rough childhood full of neglect and unrealistic expectations, but we will never really know her side of the story until Disney decides to share it with us. Now, if the queen or anyone close to her was aware of this condition, would they seek professional help? Since narcissistic personality disorder can cause impairment in terms of occupational and social areas, seeking professional help is necessary. There are various treatments that could be used to somehow treat NPD, and these are psychotherapy and some medications. Although there isn't any medication that actually treats NPD, there are some that could help with other conditions that are associated with it, like depression and anxiety. If you are dealing with people who might have NPD, being patient is the key. It's very challenging, especially if that person is someone close to you, like a family member. But it's important that you try to be patient with them and encourage them to seek the help they need. check out one of our newest videos here. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on more videos about your favorite Disney and Marvel characters and the psychology behind them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.